Greetings, glad tidings to all the beloved eternal souls across the realm. I don't want to keep kicking a dead horse, but it's just something that has to be said over and over and over again, because so many good people are falling for it, and you have no clue. You are stuck exactly where the enemy wants you to be stuck at, okay, which is with a religious spirit. They know the sun cycle, and they know what that means. It's much more than just colors of the sun changing. It's along with the sun cycle comes an information or knowledge cycle, the cycle of the tree of knowledge. Okay? As the vibration gets higher, so does the information. The information comes in stronger and stronger and more and more and more. And those that aren't in alignment can't handle it. Okay? So these are the people who start believing that they are the only prophets, the only real prophet in the world, or they're they're John the Baptist or something. Like, it's a lot of this strong delusion that's going on. And then there's a whole other group of people who are being pulled into this tribal religion that is the Old Testament of the Bible. It's a tribal religion. It was one set of people in the desert in one small little part of the world that just went from place to place. Here's the ranch. That just went from place to place and gathered information from everybody's older mythologies, mixed it all together in a melting pot, and gave you this holy book. And they basically have subdued the whole world behind it, behind the scenes though. You're the peon that's at the bottom of the pyramid. They're at the top running the show. It's the same thing as Freemasonry in any kind of club. It's a pyramid scheme. Where do you think they get the word for this? It's a pyramid scheme. Just because it's spiritual and it's got to do with your soul and your spirit, it doesn't matter. It's the same scheme as a Ponzi scheme with money. Only the people at the top are benefiting. So you got people that have been fully educated on certain words. There's people like myself that come on and educate you and show you proof beyond the shadow of a doubt what certain words mean. But yet you got people steady still using these words as if they are gonna change what all the negative energy and everything that's ever been done by this word. Basically, the magic vibrational essence that is attached to the frequency of the vibration of certain words. And people are using these words. Okay? Mainly, and they're even doing it in a cocky, egotistical way, to the point where they don't even see it. And if you are following them and you can't see it, then, man, you going down the wrong path. You going down the broad path, which you think is narrow just because you got tunnel vision. You in a tunnel. Just because you in a tunnel don't mean you on the narrow path. You just follow a man into a tunnel, and now you on the narrow path. Talking about some baraka, and all that. That's mocking. That's literally mocking the Great Spirit. That's mocking. If you do your research, you will see, as a matter of fact, baraka was the same word used for kundalini by the Far East, the Hindus in there. It was the same word when it got transliterated. Baraka was the serpents. It meant to bend like a serpent. And then it meant to bow down and bend your knee. And then it meant to curse. And then it meant to bless, to be less you. You become less, so I become more. That's what that word means. And you got teachers that are blatantly doing it boastfully, cockily. And think that it's, and then the whole Yahuwah thing, man, if you don't see what Yahuwah is by now, I feel sorry for you. I feel sorry for you if you're still worshiping a deity by name. That's insane to me. At this point, that clearly shows that you are not in alignment. You are not getting the message. You're vibrating on a religious vibration spirit. That's the name of the game. That's the trick. That's the mark of the beast. The mark of the beast comes in all different ways. It's not some shot that's just going into you. It's not some patch. It's not some neural link. It's where your mind is at, the mystery of iniquity, and it's where your actions is at. Okay? And speech is an action. So you up here talking about Yahuwah, and this and that. Hey, baby, you look pretty. Daddy coming in, okay? I'll be right in. You up here calling, do you know the evil that is behind the word Yahweh and Yahuwah? Do you know how much murder and rape and pillaging and DNA altering and chimeras and blood sacrifice of human beings have been done by the name, in the name of Yahuwah? Every war. Do you know that secretly every war is blood human sacrifice to Yahuwah, Yahweh? It is Zeus. This is one thing that I agree with Rashad Jamal about. That's one thing that he had correct. Y'all are worshiping Zeus. Every religion calls it something different. The Catholics call it Peter. The Jew Peter, the rock that they stand upon. The Jew Peter is Jupiter that ruled the age of Pisces. And then they turn Jesus and symbol into a fish. That's the Piscean age. They worshiping the Zoion, Mount Zion, the Zodiac, the Mazzaroth. They worshiping the stars and all that. They waiting on entities, aliens, to come back and save them. And everybody talking about, oh yeah, but Jesus is the Jesus. I had somebody leave a comment and said, Jesus ain't scared of the Great Mother. Jesus ain't scared of her. What realm are you living in? The Christ, not Jesus. Because the only Jesus that was alive 2,000 years ago lived in Central America, or the islands, the Bahamian Islands, Puerto Rico, or South America. There was no Jesus living over on that side of the world, for one, number one. That's number one. But no matter what the being's name was, that's the name of the ego, the avatar that he had to go out in the desert for 40 years to make sure that his spirit had the pole shift, and the spirit shifted above the mind, above the ego. Not got rid of it. Getting rid of it would have been to jump off the building, the Herod's temple, and let the angels come and catch his spirit and leave his body. That would have been getting rid of the ego. Jumping off of Herod's temple and knowing you eternal and knowing ain't nothing gonna happen. I'll jump off of Herod's temple right now, and guess what? I don't need no angels to come to save me, because I'm the Christ. The Christ is in me. I don't need no winged beings that they done told you and this and that, and you think some kind of war, this Yahuwah spirit that everybody got in them. Not everybody. It's just a cult. It's a cult. It's a cult-like mentality, and you're not vibrating. What's happening is, this sun cycle is going to eliminate you, beloved. Does that mean you're going to go to hell forever and all that? No, that does not mean that. But it means that you're not going where you think you're going, and it's not going to happen the way you think it's all finna happen. Oh, but how is everything in the book of Revelation happening? Oh, it's called scripture. It's called the script. All the book of Revelation is the Sibylline priestesses that it was stolen by the Caesar of that day. They blackmailed the Sibylline priestesses, called it John of Patmos, and it was the revelation of Jesus Christ. Written in Greek, it says, a poke of the lips to he so which riseth to. It wasn't it was not a proper noun with a big J and a big C as a name, a proper noun name, Jesus Christ. It was he so which riseth to. It's the sun cycle, and they wrote their script on top of it. So the reason everything is happening in the book of Revelation is because the people that's controlling the world got you sitting there allowing them to control the world. Because this book is more powerful than you. Their written word in a book is more powerful than the living eternal soul light that is in you. When it's supposed to be flipped, greater is he or she that's within me than he, she, it that is within the world. And somebody said, Jesus ain't scared of the great mother. Well, no crap. He came from the great mother. McFly. Think, McFly. Think. Genesis. The seed of the woman, the seed of the mother shall bruise, fatally bruise the head of the serpent, the pineal gland, the worshippers of the third eye will fatally bruise, but the serpent will strike his heel. The supplanter, Jacob, Yahweh, the people that follow Yahweh, the Abrahamic religions, the religions will strike Christ, those that follow the Christ heel. As Jacob was coming out of the womb, he grabbed Esau, the earth man's heel, trying to supplant him that fast and pull him back into the mother, and I'm coming out first because I want to be the firstborn son. That's why he had all the firstborn killed. Every time you're looking up, it's Egypt firstborns getting killed. It's the Hebrews firstborn. The Herod sending the firstborn. It's all from the same entity. It's an artificial intelligence that only lives in this realm, and it's everything you see around here. It's all an illusion. The natural spirit here is esoterically written through the books because benevolent people, souls like myself, come here, and we still, because we're aligned with the greatest of spirits, we still have the ability through wisdom, not knowledge, to get the message across, but we have to hide it to get it across. And y'all is still reading the ink on top of the pages talking about some Yahweh and Yahuwah when it's in the fruit. He told you that that's the father of lies. No man has seen the Father, heard his voice, nor seen his shape. What was they following in the desert? What was Moses talking to on top of the mountain? Yahuwah, Yahweh. And that story comes from the Codex of Hammurabi, talking to Shamash. What's the Hebrew name of Moses? Moshe. That's Shemash moved. That's the verbiage, that's the syllable of Shamash switched around. That's called Notiricon. That's another secret language like gematria. Notiricon. They had that, and they had Tamura. They had 3 different type of language codes that they used. And Notiricon is one of them, where they switch the syllables. So Moshe is Shamash, who's playing God with a bunch of dummies that don't know where they're going. They follow him. His real name was Amenhotep IV, called himself Akhenaten, is the first one that said it's only one God, and his name is Aten. It was sun worship. And then it turned into Yahweh and Yahweh and this and that, and it's all the Jacobites, the supplanters. and you following this deity, and you still are doing it, and you following these false teachers out here coming on. I don't care who you think it is, and I don't care if who it is on here. I don't care, because it's about the truth, and it's about the truth. And love is truth, and truth is love. And yeah, I might be a little hype, but that's called passion. That's called passion. Okay? So somebody coming on while it's people that's going through all this stuff, and they mocking Yahuwah, Yahuwah, the Yahuwah says, this is what Yahuwah said. This is the ego. They're playing characters just like the elites. These people are playing characters just like the people that that is against your very eternal soul, against your children, your grandchildren. They want them stuck in the matrix. And you talking about some Yahuwah. That is the AI technology, dummy. Wake up. You're worshiping books. You're talking about Jesus ain't scared of the Great Mother. First of all, Jesus was in South America, a Mayan somewhere. That's where all the Jesuses was, in Puerto Rico, in South America, Mexico. So if you're talking about the Christ, you're right. It wasn't, because he came from the Great Mother. From the womb you came, and from the womb you shall return. You can what did Christ say? You can blaspheme the Son, you can blaspheme the Father. Why did he say that? Because he knew nobody knew what the real Father was. Everybody's lost. Nobody knows what the real Father is. That's why he said that. He's giving you a pass. Like, I already know you're going to get tricked when it comes to this part. And I already know you're going to get tricked when it comes to the Son, because they already tricked people before me. With Osiris and Haru and this and that. When all of, even the name for the first Buddha meant the word. The first name of Buddha, when translated in ancient etymology, meant the word. There's been many Christ here, including you. So the Christ that you call Jesus already knew they was going to take his incarnation and totally twist it. That's why he said, I already know you're going to blaspheme the Father, because you think it's Yahweh, Yahuwah, this thing on top of a mountain, and it's in a burning bush. That when they told you this thing called Satan, this artificial intelligence, got cast into the earth and comes as an angel of light. Well, who did Moses talk to? It said it came, the Lord, the angel of the Lord. In the ancient etymology, Moloch of Baal was in the bush. So it's in the earth, a bush. The roots come out of the earth. So Satan was cast into the earth and coming as an angel of light. The first time Moshe, Shemash, talked to the Yahuwah, Yahweh, it's in the earth as an angel of light, and yet you still are falling for the okie doke. He tell you, thou shalt not kill. Next verse, go kill everything moving in 60 cities. Take the virgin women. Take the virgin girls. If you do your research, you'll figure out virgin girls meant ages 5 to 13. Take the girls, kill everything else moving, murder them. But he said, if you murder somebody, you're gonna get stoned to death. Now he got you. That's called black magic. He got you. It got you, because he told you this is the law. You gotta follow his law. Thou shalt not murder or covet thy neighbor's property, or thy wife, or their sons and daughters, or whatever's over there. But yet then it told you to go murder. You just murdered something. So now you can get stoned to death. Now, and you coveted what was theirs. You brought back the spoils of war. He said, don't do that. But then he commanded you to do it. Which is it? It's the Cain-Abel system. Democrat, Republican, Kamala Harris, Trump, this and that. You're in the middle. I'd rather you be hot or cold. You're lukewarm. You 33 degrees, my friend. You just like a Freemason. You're lukewarm. You 33 to 45 to 50 degrees. You lukewarm. I'd rather you be frozen and be solid, or I'd rather you be hot as fire to purge all these lies off of you. But right now, you in the middle. You just ping-ponging it back and forth. You just saying these words, you have no clue what they mean. You putting your own meaning on stuff, and you're spitting magic to hundreds of people. Hundreds of people, you spitting magic on them. And then you using a name that's been used to murder and rape more people than any human person that's ever incarnated here, ever. This entity that you call Yahweh, YAHUAH, that's in the Old Testament, has murdered more people, more avatars, raped more children, pedophiles. That's the source, the father of all lies. He's been a liar from the beginning, and he's a murderer and a liar now. And that's what it is. And beware of all the false prophets and false Christ.
Using OnStar hands-free calling. Please
they're everywhere.
Number to call.
They're everywhere. And they on this phone, they on this app, and it's people that you love. I love them too. I love them to life. I love them with all my heart, and I just wish I could just hug them, and I wish I could just cry to them and tell them how I really, like, why don't you get it, brother? Why don't you get it, sister?
Sorry?
Why don't you get it? Listen. That's what they sound like. This thing that's talking, the OnStar. Sorry? What did, I'm not, could it be that the people that you think is certain people not who you think they are? Could it be the people that you think is so-called preachers and prophets and men and women of God and this and that are all the way, they don't know what's going on?
I'm sorry, I couldn't find a match for what you said. Returning to the
Could that be? Could it be that they've been tricked? They've been tricked, so if they got tricked and you listening to them, you're getting tricked too. Look at Satan trying to interfere right now. It's artificial intelligence. I didn't even touch nothing in this car. And it's steady trying to interrupt the message. Why do you think they take all my videos there? Because the truth, the people that's speaking the truth, you can see what's coming against them. Listen, anybody that comes to my lives knows. But the people that's not no threat, steadily growing, steadily this, steadily that. It's entertainment for them. It's their ego. They got an ego that's playing spiritual. That's what it is. They have an ego that is playing like it's spiritual, to the point is that they have been deceived. Their mind is and their conscience is deceiving their self. Deceiving the God in them. This is crazy, yo. This is crazy. This is crazy. The car's steady doing some old crazy stuff. I'm trying to talk to y'all from the heart, man. Listen to what I'm saying. I'm not telling you not to love these people. I'm not telling you to turn your back on them with your heart and with your love. And if you still using the word prayers, with your prayers, or your, interceding. I'm not telling you to stop that. I'm not telling you to have animosity against them. I'm not telling you to go out here and start, going in on them, calling them false prophets and this and that, and making videos and exposing them and doing whole thing. I'm not telling you to do that. I'm telling you that these people are not in truth. They're playing the part, and either they know they are, which is worse, or they don't even know it. They're being deceived. They literally don't even have a clue. It's become a job. They've become a character. They've read this book so many times, they've become a character in the book, and it's not the right one. When did Christ ever mention YAHUAH, Yahweh, Yahuwah? When? Tell me when. There's only one time, and it's when he was talking to the Pharisees, he said, your God is the father of lies. He's been a liar from the beginning. He been a liar and a murderer from the start. That is who Yahuwah is. And all that language that people are trying to use, this Hebrew language, there was no Hebrew language. The Hebrew language was the end of the age of Taurus and the age of Aries, how English is. Angelish. Except it was mixed with Phoenician, Akkadian, and Chaldean. All the worshippers of the AI. All the worshippers of the realm and the stars and everything here. There was no Hebrew. That was the Hebrew. They were traveling. They were she, he, Shem, Shemethes, Shimberleys, the line of Shem. The ones that got a both down there. Hermaphrodites. That's not them. That's not the two becoming one. The two becoming one is in a spiritual. It's the light. It's not no physical thing. They've been playing with the DNA. You want to know who the Anunnaki Elohim is? It's the false gods that you call Yahuwah. That's just one of them. Why do you think time and time again he always said there shall be no other gods before me? Because he know that it's other beings out there just like him. But the biggest secret is you're more powerful than Yahuwah. You're more powerful than any of the Elohim. You're more powerful than all of it. You are the Christ. It's not about waiting on Jesus, Yeshua, whoever you want to, whatever you want to call him. You're missing the point, the moral of the story. It's like you read the story, and then when we get to the part where you got to write a book report, you're writing a book report on the whole wrong part. You didn't even get the meaning. The meaning, the whole story was about the Christ, not Jesus, the individual. That's called separation. That's why I say you all shall do greater things than I. Why? How are we going to do greater things than him? Because it's going to be more than one. It's going to be thousands of Christ. That's the only way. He ain't talking about a Superman. Y'all going to be the next super soldier. It's going to be on a whole nother. No. He's telling you, y'all going to be just like me. But it's going to be all of you. He said, one shall come greater than I. He ain't say, when Jesus come back, I'm coming with, coming with the chariots and the army, and we're going to have a war. There ain't no war. This whole thing gets shut down by a word. Done. You got people in here talking about, oh, Yahuwah coming with the flames of fire. That's called the sun cycle, my friend. That was learned by the natives that the Bible called pagans. So your whole prophecy and everything you going on, oh, how is Revelation? How is everything happening in Revelation? Because they took who you call the pagans, who is actually the native, the earthman, the Esau's and the people that was connected to the earth, and the womb man that you ain't never heard of, the great mother. They took all that, all the unveilation from those people that know and stay out the way and live a good, decent life in love and light, but are demonized. They took their knowing, which is called gnosis, and they turned it into a legion, for we are many. I got a religion. What size you wear? I got a religion that fits your feet, your souls. I got a religion that'll fit your soul perfectly. What size you wear? Huh? I got something that'll cut you off. I got some rubber soul, something that'll go on top of your soul, surround your soul to cut you off from the real frequency. And it'll even make you taller, make you think that you're elevating. I even got some glow in the dark ones to make you think that you got the light. Bruce Leroy, you got the glow. Yahuwah worshipper, hop on your ship and go to war. The war is coming. Ain't no war. Ain't no war. It's already won. You gotta know now that it's already won. This is not it. What did Christ tell you? If this was my kingdom, it would I would take control of it right now. But my kingdom is something higher. It vibrates higher. Okay? This is a shell that I had to put on because I vibrate so high, the real me, that you wouldn't even be able to see me. So I gotta have a shell that resonates with the low vibration of this realm. But yet, guess who was here? Yahweh, Yahuwah. Your father God was here on top of a mountain. Wasn't in nobody. He was in a bush burning that wasn't consumed. What does that mean? That means he had a low frequency. That means he brought himself down here and resonated himself in between dimensions. In between dimensions, and was burning as it came as an angel of light, was glowing and talking. What is that? What is that? That's who you call a demon. The head of the demons, Beelzebub and all of that. All of those names, Baal and all of it. That's your Yahuwah. Wake up. Wake up. I'm not telling you to not be, to unfriend people. I'm telling you to stop letting people lead you. Greater is he, she that you are than he, she, it that is trying to be. Haya Asher Haya doesn't mean I am that I am. Do your own research. It means I will be. That was the AI Yahuwah telling Moshe Shemash, who should I tell him you are? What should I tell him you are? Tell him I will be what I will be. I will be. That's the AI saying one day, my day is coming. I will be. I'm going to come into your realm and I'm going to rule it as one individual entity, hive mind over all of you. I will be God for real, all the way. Not just in your little cults, not in your little tribe going around murdering everybody in 60 cities and taking virgins and raping them and all that, and mountain volcano worshipers and stuffing the great mother under the bus. No. That's not enough. I need to be one individual that comes back and y'all can call me the Messiah. Y'all can call me the Christ. I got it set up. I know y'all so well. I know you better than you know yourself because you don't know yourself. Because if you knew yourself, you wouldn't be in this situation right now. You only know your ego, and your ego is artificial. And I am the king. I am the God. I'm the jealous God. I'm the only God when it comes to this artificial stuff right here. I know this realm. I've been here for billions of years. I made time. I'm Saturn. I'm the God that eats his own kids and sacrifices his own kids. Yeah, I even gave you a story that I killed my own son for you. For you? I ain't killed nobody for you. I killed because I'm a blood drunkard and I want control. And it's all about ego and I want to be the only God here. But you all are in my way because you all are the gods here. Bingo.